Hi Vinayan, give me a minute. I'm just setting something up. Thanks Pawan, thanks Ramesh, thanks Prem for joining. Can you guys hear me? I see my mic on. Oh,
Oh,
is
is
my mic
my
is now
mic is
on.
now on.
Just give
Just give
me
me
two
two
minutes.
minutes.
I'm just
I'm just
starting
starting
stream on
stream on
You- Facebook as
Facebook
well.
as well.
Thank you
Thank you
guys for
guys for
joining
joining
today.
today.
Uh,
Mm,
okay,
Okay,
it's
it's
live on
live on
YouTube as
YouTube
well.
as well.
So you
So
you
you
guys
you
can
guys
hear
can
me.
hear me, right?
Okay,
Okay.
someone has
Someone has
requested to
requested to
speak as
speak
well.
as well.
Jayesh,
Jayesh.
thanks
Thanks,
Jayesh for
Jayesh, for
joining as a
joining as a
speaker.
speaker.
So what's
What's
happening, guys,
happening,
today
guys,
in the
today in the
market? Have you
market? Have you
guys
guys
lost
lost
money
money
or
or
you
you
have
have
made
made
money?
money?
What is
What is
the
the
trend
trend
today?
today?
I see
I see
that
that
I was
I
just
was just
looking at
looking at
market
market
things,
things,
and
and
this is
this
the
is the
current
current
scenario.
scenario.
If you can
You
see
can
on my
see on my
screen,
screen on YouTube.
Nvidia
Nvidia
lost
lost
almost
almost
18% of
18%
its
of its
market
market
value
value
today,
today,
and
and
DeepSeek is
DeepSeek is
making the
making the
waves.
waves.
I
I
can't
can't
hear
hear
anything.
anything.
Oh,
Oh,
now I
now
can
I
hear.
can hear.
Big Bill,
Big
you're
Bill, you are
speaking.
Yeah,
speaking.
everything was on sale today. So it was a bumper sale.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
I don't
I don't
see
see
S&P
S&P
going
going
down that
down that
much.
much,
Is it?
is it?
The whole
The whole
market
market
is
is
still
still
very
very
stable.
stable, isn't it?
Mostly AI which went down because of this DeepSeek thing.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Otherwise, S&P, yeah, S&P hold, and even Meta was high. So some of the tech
Right,
stocks
Right,
were
right,
good.
right.
right.
In fact,
In
I
fact,
was
I was
looking to
looking to
buy
buy
if
if
S&P would
S&P
have
would have
gone
gone
down by
down by
10%.
10% or something, but
It is
it is
still
still
at
at
around
around
6,000
6,000
mark,
Yeah,
mark, isn't it? Right?
yeah, yes.
So,
So,
I mean,
I
there's
mean,
not
there's not
much to
much to
buy
buy
at this
at this
point.
point of time.
No, how much? 17% Nvidia went down, something like that.
Right.
Right, right.
So, I mean, it is a good opportunity. 17% went down. But the thing is, I think this week Powell is going to have some decision on the interest rates also. If that is a
Oh,
bad
okay.
news for the market, then it will further go down. The market should further go down.
Oh,
Okay.
but
But
I don't
I
know
don't know
why
why are they, all the
headlines are
headlines are
showing
showing that it has been like
some kind
some
of
kind of
bloodbath in
bloodbath
the
in the
market.
market. The
DeepSeek
DeepSeek
sparks,
sparks, AI stock sell off. I mean,
how
how
much?
much?
20% is
20% is
not
not
nothing in
nothing in
terms of
terms of
US
US
No,
economy.
economy,
it's a
isn't it?
200-day moving average. It went, Nvidia went below 200-day moving average. So 200-day
Uh-huh.
moving average is a good place to buy. Like if people wait for that price,
Okay. And
It's
it
still
is still
down.
down, right?
it is still down. Yes.
Okay, so
Okay. So
tomorrow I
tomorrow I
can
can
buy,
buy,
or
or
I
I
can
can also
also
buy
buy
right
right now.
now.
Yeah, I think on Robinhood you could, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, right. I have Robinhood.
I
But I've
never
never
bought
But
bought Nvidia
before
before
because
because I
I always
always
thought
thought
that
that
it
it
is
is
already
already like
the
the
most of the
most of the
juice has
juice has
already been
already been
extracted by
extracted
the
by the
market.
market. So I
yeah,
never bought Nvidia, right?
I mean, Nvidia is a huge company. It's a big company. I was reading. I don't know how many, 500 billion or something was lost today. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
people are saying that they have a rough Monday. Ask the owner of Nvidia. That was the headline. They lost 500 billion.
yeah. But
Yeah, but
tell
tell
me
me
one
one
thing.
thing.
Right
Right
now,
now,
Nvidia
Nvidia
has a
has a
PE
PE
ratio
ratio about of about 46.72, right? So generally, if a company has reached a P/E ratio of about 36, that's what I use as a barometer, that it has already lost its juice.
The,
It won't like double from here
the thing is,
easily.
Wall Street has set such a high expectation for Nvidia earnings, but
Uh-huh.
every earning it's beating its expectation and raising the guidance. So that is a
Right.
very big factor. Like Wall Street is making expectations so high, but again, every quarter Nvidia is meeting or beating that expectation and moving high. So that is the thing that they are gaining a lot of because of this AI hype. This everybody
Okay.
wants to get on AI train.
Right, right. But see, if DeepSeek is making waves, and they're saying that
No,
with
no,
just
no.
six,
That is all bullshit because China, they lie with everything.
right, okay. So
Yeah.
there is no real no real
You cannot trust
substance
those
in.
people. You cannot trust those people. No.
Okay. So even if they are saying that they did the same thing with less powerful machines, they are probably just lying
With
there.
less money, they are saying with less money, which much less money. But who
Yeah,
knows what are their standards and all that?
they probably just copied everything, right? 6 million dollars they just copied and showed it to the world. That's what my friend was saying. That look at these guys. They have spent billions of dollars in researching. They spent $6 million in copying, and then they are at the top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
that AI is just a copy paste, and that's a, like because the Chat GPT, that's an open source code, and like that's the reason. It's just like
yeah,
okay, yeah, like why all the comes are not coming with the self-driving or like at least minimum self-driving or
uh-huh,
like relatable because Tesla opened that Tesla kept that FSD code open. Now, what
uh-huh,
will happen that after that, last 7, 8 years, all the companies started to use that code, modify it based on their requirements and everything,
uh-huh,
created those little bit of mechanism. Based on that, all the companies came up with adaptive cruise control, these and that. So this
uh-huh.
is just a mode of open source. And for example, like if you want to use a ChatGPT, you don't need to log in. You can still use it without
Okay.
providing a credential. But if you want to connect to the DeepSeek, okay, you have to create your account. And even if you go right now, like if you go to your Apple store and it says that it takes
Mhm,
user data, photograph, and all this stuff. In ChatGPT,
mhm.
you don't need that,
Right,
right?
right,
So, yeah.
right.
So yeah, it's just. And as far as the stock market is concerned, learn from Gujarati. There is a never late to enter into the stock market, or never there is a no late to buy any stock. No stock
And you
has
are
ever picked up.
Yeah, you cannot time the market.
Yeah,
right. And this is Gujarati speaking, right?
yeah, Gujarati. Yeah,
Right, right.
yeah. I just put like when everything was going down, I said, "Wow, this is discounted price." It's just like okay,
How
yeah.
about crypto market?
Ross was selling at everything at 49 cents. We also thought the stocks are also coming at discounted price.
Uh-huh. Ross, are you talking about the Ross company or loss?
Ross store. Today there
Ross.
was a sale right for 49 cents.
Oh, I didn't know. How do you get this information?
Social media,
Oh my.
and your and your spouse should be I mean shopaholic.
Okay. Now I get it. Now I get it. But
Yes.
last year in Jan, I thought the market was at high, so I actually booked the profit. I sold a lot of stock,
Well, that's
booked
good.
it,
It's
and
always good to book profit. That's
yeah,
really good. Yeah.
right. Because I was new to the stock market, I had no idea how to, when to buy and when to sell. So I sold everything in probably in Jan 2024, and from that point onwards, market has almost doubled as of today. And in Jan 2025, I'm still waiting that if it goes down at least by 40%, then there is a good opportunity to buy. I will at least be able to reach the point where I sold everything, but it
Yeah.
is not coming down.
With like Trump in power, 40%, I don't think it may happen because he is very pro stock market. He and like he measures everything with the stock market. So
Okay.
Like he himself has a lot of investment, so I don't think the
Like,
market will see that much pullback.
He
okay.
signed an executive order for crypto as well.
Yeah, he did. Yes.
What is that
Can be
executive order?
For crypto.
yeah, there won't be any taxes on US based cryptos. That is what he's suggesting. So like when
Okay.
you buy a crypto, US based crypto, there won't be any taxes. That is something I think, just a little bit of that.
Just
But
like
I can
India.
suggest you like, yeah,
So, like India is taxing a lot on the crypto gains, right? Crypto capital gain. I think they have about
yeah, here is
12.5%
also,
tax.
here it also, here it is also, there's a high taxation on crypto. There's a whole separate
Okay.
considerations and all the stuff. So yes, so that is it.
Okay.
But I don't know, like we already have a big bull here, so I don't need to speak about the stock market. But I can always say that if you're investing, let's say 100 rupees, okay, keep
Hmm.
70 rupees or 60 rupees as a long-term planning and just
Okay.
use it 30 rupees for your profit booking and all this. So never ever sell everything for a profit booking. For example, like right now, in last 10 years or 12 years, I have hardly sold any stocks. And right now, if you see
Okay.
my portfolio, it is jumped like around like four times of what I have started to invest. Okay.
Okay.
And in mid time, I had thought many times that, okay, this is a peak, this is a peak, this is a peak.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I would say this that until and unless this population is going high, the market is never gonna peak. When you think the population is stuck, because you know the population has directly relationship with the consumption. Okay, consumption is directly means it's just like a production. Not only
That's
one
a
thing, but like so many other things.
that's very interesting because you're right because every salary, is a part of every salary that a person earns is invested into 401k, and then 401k goes back to market,
Yeah, that is
right?
true. That is yes, that is true. So like even that is investments and like as I said that like everybody is like earning nowadays like even college graduate US obviously US citizen not us they're
Uh-huh.
getting a salary of 80 90,000 bare minimum,
Uh-huh.
right? It was like around 50 60,000 10 years ago. Yes, people have a
Right.
money, people are spending power, and it's like look at the economy here and so it's like that if people are getting born every day, population is going up, stock market is going to get up. That's it. However, and like for short term, for a war and all the things, so obviously it will get corrected. It is bound to get corrected.
No, but everything will not keep on going up. Like if you see at the time of COVID, the stocks which went up like Moderna, Peloton, then Zoom, Roku, all these
Uh-huh.
things came back like crashing down when the COVID was done, and they were
Yes.
so
Uh-huh.
high during the COVID period.
Correct.
Right.
So that is it. So if you have like started to buy those stocks at the same time, then yes, you would have been a loss. But like I had a Moderna and Zoom even prior to that. So for me, I am still a like my profit is double there. Right. So it just,
But
as I said, it's all depend. Like as I said that if you have bought it at the COVID time, then it's okay. Don't sell it. Okay, I would say this is let us keep it for another 10 years and 20 years because it doesn't gonna like impact. Some people would think that okay, I've heard I can like use opportunity cost and
Correct.
sell this one and like buying it that one, but you never know. Instead of that, I would suggest just whatever is there in your hand, keep it. That is fine.
okay.
That is my view. This is being and I have a I would say that this being a Gujarati, most of the people will also agree on certain things. Okay. And
No, but
my parents always say that,
uh-huh. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So my parents always say that if you have 100 rupees, 70 rupees, you put it for long term. If you want to
Hmm.
trade, that's okay. You can trade, day trade and short term, long term, and all the stuff.
Hmm.
But that just keep it of 20, 30 rupees out of it. Or the 70 rupees, whatever you invest, forget it. You have anytime you had it.
Okay. But how do you make a decision of selling? I was very confused when I was selling last year as to whether this is the high point or not. But luckily, I had a need to invest somewhere else that made the decision easier for me to sell all the stocks that I wanted to. And I
And
also did some loss harvesting as well at that time.
I mean, big bulls sir can answer, but like I would say that, when you sell something, never,
Uh-huh.
and if you sell everything of that particular share, never ever
Uh-huh.
see after that at what level it has reached. Okay,
Sorry, come again.
for example, you have a Tesla share, example right now,
Uh-huh.
which is trading at $400, let's say,
Uh-huh.
and if you have bought it for, let's say, 60 rupees, $60, okay,
Uh-huh.
that means you
Uh-huh.
think that, okay, I have made enough profit, and now you have $400, you made the profit. Once you sell
Uh-huh.
it, now never ever look at Tesla share unless you're buying it again. Because you don't want to burn your boy. Yeah, you don't want to burn your blood that, okay, yeah, I sold it at $400, now it is 440. Man, we have
Okay.
other things also to do, right?
Yeah. So it's like once you marry a girl, that's the angel for you. Don't look at other girls or
Yeah, that's it. If you
other
have,
bad girls.
I think
yeah, if you're sold it, then forget it. That's it.
I think as long as you book the profit, that's a peace of mind. I think, and that's the
Yeah, that
positive
is
thing we
it.
can get it from there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but my wife is bugging me that you made because I made her sell as well, her stocks, and she's cursing me that you asked me to sell and the market has done well. So
So
I
maybe
don't know. I
buy.
cannot predict future. Right? I mean, I thought it was at top, so I asked you to sell, right? And she sold it.
Uh,
Follow,
if you get the
follow,
time of
follow
life.
Nancy Pelosi. Whatever she buys, just buy. Whatever she sells,
Yeah,
sell.
that's
So,
true.
so that
And
works
if you steal
because
wife's boy,
yeah. So probably she has some kind of internal information.
Obviously, she has. She bought something last week, some stock related to like platform for data center which are used for AI. So
Uh-huh.
that stock I don't know went how many percent up. Something called
Okay.
VST or VAT something she bought,
Okay.
and
And
it,
how do we get to know that what they are buying? Is there
no,
a
that's a
pol-
public information. You will get there like in they have to disclose all these.
every day they disclose
They
it.
will, yeah, they will disclose all these diplomats when they buy like they buy or sell. They disclose that information.
same day?
Where they disclose it, like I mean, on Twitter somewhere.
No,
On
there's a
Twitter,
website there. There's
their
a website there.
website,
Let me find it. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. So there is a website which publishes this data.
Yes. So like my even in news you will get on Twitter. It will be a lot of people. If you follow a lot of people who do the trading, you will see those kind of news floating on Twitter.
Okay, that's interesting. I usually just keep
There's
watching
a
the
capital
political
trades. There's a
videos.
website. There's a website like a capital trades, which also talks about like which politician what bought and all the things like total or like for example today, it seems like it's like everything is there. So capital
Okay,
trades or something is there.
capital trades. Okay,
Yeah, and there is a smart insider is also there.
okay, that's interesting. So is it a lot of people following those and then they are repeating the steps like whatever they are buying, they are also buying, and whenever they are selling, they are also selling. Yeah, that's a good strategy. In fact, if you guys know Mohanish Pabrai, have you guys heard about him? He's a
No.
Desi guy. He's a Gujarati again. He's a big shot now, and he started investing just like this. He used to copy Buffett. Whatever Buffett was buying and selling, he used to buy and sell, and then he made several $1 million just by doing that, without even using his mind. He just blindly copied what he was doing,
Oh,
and
you
and
can. I don't know if you're using a Robinhood. In Robinhood also they're actively trading stocks. So if you go there, you will also find top 50, top 100 actively trading stocks. Now you have to go there and then you see what is it happening on the stocks. Are the people selling it? Are the people buying it? You could always go there and all these things. So it is there. So it, yeah. But as I said, that these all are beneficial for a short term. For long term, like any top 100 companies, top 50 companies, they're good. That's it.
okay. But how do you know on Robinhood that you know? do you get this kind of statistics that this particular stock is in heavy selling right now?
Yeah, you can get, as I said, the Robinhood, there are like, if you go, if you're using Robinhood, for example, there are top highestly active stocks right now. So in that one, you can see that which stocks are getting like being sold by all the things actively trading.
But isn't that a very big list? Like
Not
I'm trying
depend,
to
you can
find
filter
out.
it. You can filter it right now also.
Okay, so I'm pretty
Yeah.
fresher in that area. I've never done that, but that's good
I
to
mean, I
know.
also don't do it. I also don't do it. I don't because I'm not into stock trading, so I don't do that. I just buy it and put it.
Okay, so you are a
Yeah, I
long-term
just
investor, right? Not a trader.
yeah, no, I don't do that. I hardly I like in my 10 years I would have sold like an not more than 10 or 15 stocks trading, selling transaction.
Okay. In my case, I bought my first stock in 2021, and then I sold everything in 2024. That's my. Now I'm waiting for market to crash so that I can enter again. Otherwise, I'm just sitting on the side. But it gets restless. How do you guys manage that time where, when is the right time to enter? For example, now, for everyone, the market is high. So when will you buy now? Is there a criteria that you have
Like
set for
people
yourself?
people use different indicators. Like I said, 200-day moving average, 50 days moving average. So when
Uh-huh.
when the price fall to that average price, like 200-day moving, people
Uh-huh.
people usually buy at that time. So they use different
Okay.
indicators.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. So the 200 moving day average is a good barometer, right?
Yes,
Like a little
very
safety
safe,
net.
very safe, I'll say.
Okay, so Nvidia is like in buy category right now. It has lost $24 today.
Correct.
$24 here. This is interesting. But if we look at 1 month, yeah, it was at about 131, and on Jan 14, it is trading around 130. Okay. But what is the future? What do you guys think is the future? Is DeepSeek going to take over the investments that they have made here in USA? Because everyone is just bullish on DeepSeek today. Even Indian markets responded pretty badly for this news.
Yeah, everything all over the world, the market was down today because of DeepSeek. But as I said, I think that it is temporary. Within 1 or 2 weeks, you will see the recovery. And I think Nvidia earnings are also coming. Maybe in next 2 weeks, we will see the earnings also for Nvidia. So if earnings are good, their guidance is good, Nvidia
Uh-huh.
will go back. It will go back up.
Okay. So there is no need to
DeepSeek,
really worry about.
yeah, DeepSeek still we need to understand how this AI model and everything is created. I know today that CEO of the NVIDIA said that it is a good model, but like in every model to learn in a backend, they need some high CPU and GPU and everything. So I don't
Right.
know, like everyone, no one was aware that how did they get a hold of all these chips. I know we everybody knows that China is like copying it everything, correct? So I'm sure that when all the things will come out, then they will realize that they have copied the chip and technology from Nvidia and some other companies. So you sooner or later certain things will come up, but you know that since Chinese government knew that now this has already shaken the whole world, okay, they will try to prevent it, just like what other things are happening. They don't disclose it, so they'll try to prevent it. They will try to like restrict everybody else to access what technology, what chip, and how is this computing and everything has been used here in a backend to access all
Right.
this. That's the reason that
Right.
someone tried to like attack also DeepSeek, and they got some attack, but I don't think so. They got any information that how which GPU, which chip, and everything. Because I'm sure that this they would have already copied and duplicated like similar chips from on in Nvidia. It cannot, they cannot, they would not have built such wonderful chips.
Yeah,
That is what
Right.
what is I believe here.
Yeah, again, you
Right.
never know, right? So, like, the entire debate is like they built this model with just around $6 million, and looks like there
Yeah.
are some news floating around that DeepSeek reportedly collects IP address, keystroke patterns, and device info, and looks like they are storing it in China. So, looks like a ban is coming. Again, I don't know how reliable this news is, but I just saw it on Twitter.
No, that
Yeah.
is true. If you go to your app store right now, if you're using Apple, and Apple generally tells you that what all information it collects. So yes, your contact information, photographs, and all the things, it all collects is there. If you go, I think I just some time ago also I put that tweet. May not be for that
Hmm.
reason, but for something else. But I can put it that if is I don't know if it has it, that what all information is there.
Yeah, and by the way, it overtook ChatGPT's
It is not there.
downloads in
But
the
yeah,
App Store.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it did.
But to be frank, I tried ChatGPT and tried DeepSeek as well for the same thing that I was looking for. But ChatGPT was still much better because it gave me very specific information about what I wanted with exact steps. But DeepSeek
ChatGPT
was
is
like,
far better.
yeah, and same thing with DeepSeek. It just gave me options like you can do this, you can do that, you can do this. So I just left DeepSeek and went to ChatGPT straight away. So that way there was a huge difference in the information. So I'm not sure why people are liking DeepSeek as such.
No, no, everybody got shocked that that superpower of America will go away because they created that AI and that because it's not about the AI, it's about the
Mhm.
backend technology, backend hardware.
Uh-huh.
Okay, AI
Exactly. Yeah.
cannot work. AI cannot work on just like a website and something. It needs to
Right.
build a model. It needs to build a user information and build a model. Based on that, he creates a responses, and for that, he needs a GPU, right? And how the
Right.
GPU? So there are not many companies which can build such a powerful GPUs. Nvidia,
Mhm.
Google, and there are a couple of companies who are some of them, right? Even let's
Right.
say Intel is also not able to build such Intel, like every computer has Intel inside, but Intel is also not able to build such a wonderful GPUs. So they built it. Now what will happen there? All the things like Nvidia and all the things why it went up to 18, 20% because they said okay the monopoly of Nvidia when may go down. It was just a shocking, it just like a shocker for them. Okay. But as I said that, w- I'm sure there will be like a ban will coming up. That's a part one. But another, there will be surely copyright infringement and all the things will come up if they're able to find out what is happening it in a backend.
Uh-huh.
So
Right.
that is it. Because like, see, it's like how is the process comes that okay, we they say we have built up a GPU, we have built up some smart chips for AI and all the thing. Then someone
Uh-huh.
builds up some AI in a backend. This is these things cannot happen.
Right. Oh, it's such a thing. But yeah, it was a good opportunity anyway to buy. I'm going to take it. I'll probably buy something tomorrow. Yeah. Any other stock that went down? I saw Taiwan semiconductors also went down by I think 5 to 6%, right?
Yeah, I like AMD better than Nvidia. I feel
Okay.
AMD is at discounted price. I think it was around $235 and now it's
Uh-huh.
around like $120.
AMD.
Yeah, then
Yeah,
yeah, then then buy AMD was I mean then buy a call option for $140. So for 2 months down the line,
so Anil, you know
you'll
about
be like,
calls or puts?
No, man. I'm not that good with stocks. This is like I would like to learn what is called.
He'll explain. Who said you to buy the call? He'll explain you.
So it's
oh
like you are expecting the price to jump to 140, right?
yeah, you
In
are
that
betting
time
on it.
period.
Yeah,
Right. And then you pay the premium to buy at that price. There is a
yeah,
like premium fee to buy at that price.
correct,
If if
correct.
the if the if the stock hits that price, they you will have to buy it even if you don't have the money,
No, no,
right?
no, no. You can cancel the contract, but the thing is that let's say, I'll give example. Let's say it's $100 right now, and you expect that it's gonna be $120. You think that it is gonna be positive impact, and it's gonna be $120. Okay, after let's say 2 months. Okay, and there's always a contract. There those contracts are into like 100, 1,000, something like that. Okay, let's say there's a contract for $100, 100 stocks minimum. So 120 multiplied by 100, it's about like 12,000. And then they say, okay, there is a premium margin, like you have to pay. Premium is like around, let's say, 1% or 2% or whatever. Let's say come out to be like you have to pay $2,000. So you spend $2,000 to say that on that after these and this date, okay, I will buy 1,000 so 100 stocks at $120.
Okay.
Okay, and you pay the premium, whatever fees is
Okay.
there. Okay, then you put
Right.
it. Okay.
Right.
Now at the time, let's say on the same day or on a just day before, if the price has reached up to $130, for example. Currently, I'm not going with the costing wise and all the stuff, but let's say I'm going at $120. That's for example, is your cost itself. Okay. So that means you have a profit of a $10. So that means you have $100 multiplied by 100 stocks multiplied by 10. So that's a
Okay.
$1,000. So that is $1,000 you have a gain the profit. I'm not considering still not considering the cost of premium and all the stuff. Okay. But I'm just giving
Okay.
you an example.
Uh-huh.
So now you already made a profit. Okay. And this
Uh-huh.
profit can go. So for example, instead of 130, if it is 180, still
Uh-huh.
the $60 per share is still your profit. So 60 multiplied by 100, it's $6,000.
Oh,
So that way.
okay.
So maximum
Okay.
maximum loss is your premium,
Okay.
and maximum profit can be unlimited in such option, in such call.
So I'll
But
give you example now. So
mm,
last week Netflix has had the earnings.
uh-huh.
So I bought a call option for expiring,
Uh-huh.
I think 14th Feb, that it
Uh-huh.
will be around I don't know, uh 800 some dollars.
Uh-huh.
So I put like 1,300 was my premium.
Mm-hmm.
And Netflix went on next day when the earnings came at the opening, it went to $1,000. So
Okay.
it exceeded my expectation. Like I was saying that it will go to $850, but it went
Okay.
to $1,000
Okay.
in one day after
Uh-huh.
earning. And my that
Oh.
1,300, they went, and I booked $5,000 profit on just one call option. $5,000 I booked at 9:30. That 1,300 went to like around $6,000. So I booked around like $5,000 profit on that one call option where I paid $1,300.
So
And it
what exactly? So let me understand. So you exercise that option. You got the shares at that price, right?
no,
At
I
it.
didn't buy the shares. I sold that contract at that price. Like when it went to like say because I bought it at $13. So $13 is like
Uh-huh.
1,300 uh
Right.
dollar. So but I sold it around $60, around
Okay.
6,000. So somebody
Okay.
else bought that contract from me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I did not buy the shares. I sold that contract. Whatever I bought, I sold it next day.
But tell me one thing. If there is a potential for unlimited profit, then of course there is potential for unlimited
No,
loss
no,
as well.
maximum my maximum loss would be, let's say Netflix missed the earning. It
Uh-huh.
goes down to 700 or even let's say 800. My strike price
Uh-huh.
was 850. Even it went to
Right.
800,
Right.
I will lose all my 1,300. It will most likely become zero.
Okay. But it won't go in the negative.
It will not go. It will never go negative.
That's interesting because somebody told me that it can take away everything from you.
No, no, no. It will never go negative. Maximum loss is
Okay.
1,300. What I paid, the premium I paid.
Okay, that's interesting. I recently met one guy. He is into financial business. He runs a fintech company. He told me that every January he writes call options for 12 months. And then he makes so much money that he
On
doesn't even need
premiums.
to work.
Yeah. So
Or, yeah,
similarly, like somebody would have written that option. So that
yeah,
1,300, somebody would have written that option, and he would have collected that 1,300 premium.
okay,
Whoever owned that 100 shares of Netflix that time.
Okay.
So he would have sold that call option, and I bought that call option.
Okay.
So he collected 1,300 from me, and now
Okay.
now that I have sold that, so somebody would have bought that call option for 6,000
Okay.
from me.
That's interesting, man. That's like gambling, isn't it? Like you just
Earnings is a gamble, because if you see, earning could go either way.
right. That's interesting. But that's very good
So
information.
because day after tomorrow or Wednesday, I think there's a lot of earnings coming. I believe a lot of tech companies are reporting. I think Amazon is reporting. Then some other companies, also big tech companies, are reporting on Wednesday.
Okay. So how do you find time to do this kind of research with your full-time job? Is it
You
easy to
follow.
do every?
You've known it's not easy, but it's if you have a passion to make
Uh-huh.
money like this, yes, you could do that.
Yeah, right. I was shocked to hear that person's statement that he doesn't even need a full-time job because he just writes all the call options in January and waits for next January and he's done. So I was like,
You need a
wow.
lot of capital for that, for writing call options, because you need to buy 100 stocks.
Right, right. But yeah, he runs, I think he runs that financial company. So he has money from people's money that he's playing on probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's good info. So there is one question on YouTube that this our member is asking, since we are talking about stock, can you guys suggest if we can do same day trade on H1B? I'm not finding a right answer anywhere, and there are so many opinion
Mm,
about that.
you cannot
No,
do
you
day
cannot.
trading on H1B.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's a gray area. If I mean, if you do trade here and there once in a while, that's fine.
Yes.
Nobody
Yes.
really looks into it. But if you make it a daily job, then it will become a troubling point
Yeah.
Yeah.
sometime in future.
Yeah, and also in apps like Robinhood, there is like a criteria. So you need to have around $25,000 minimum to even
Right.
do day trading.
Right. Yeah, I had one more question about Robinhood. So let's say that I do day trading, or can I create a business account and
No,
use that account for trading?
if your spouse has H4EAD, you can open a account on her name.
No, 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 not from the visa point of view. I'm talking about the general point of view. Like if I get losses in the market, and if I'm doing it as a business, can I just book the whole lot of losses as expenses or the loss in the business?
No, I
I
mean,
Because
can I can give you suggestion on the earlier question. Sorry, I was having some audio issue.
uh-huh,
So I'll come back to all the questions about that. But I'll first of all that in
uh-huh,
options, Anil, yes, whatever premium, whatever you pay, that is your maximum loss. However, there is
uh-huh.
also another, it's called futures. In future, it can be unlimited loss also. So those are called
Okay,
F and O. Those are called derivatives. Derivatives.
okay.
Okay, F and
Mhm.
O. In futures, yes, it works in a different way where you put a margin and all the stuff. So in that case, it can be unlimited loss also. Okay. So it's not only like a premium. So if you want to restrict your loss, then you can use a option. Okay. Because future, it works in a different way, little bit. Okay. But that is one. Okay. And as far as the legality is concerned, yes, day trading is allowed. Okay. However, your your income what will happen that whenever you do all these things at the end of the year, you will get a statement. Okay. For the taxation purpose. If it says that what is the income
Uh-huh.
loss and all the stuff.
Right.
So your income should not be, I might be
Uh-huh.
dropping in internet for some time. Your income should not be actual salary income. In that case, because this is something what my CPA told me. In that case, you can do trading and all the stuff. But to be honest, if you're working a full time, you don't hardly get a time. But it doesn't matter
Right.
much.
Uh,
Okay.
but what if we earn more than our income just by holding for long term and you sell another stock?
See, usually the CPA is not a good guy to talk about the immigration part. If there is a problem or the USCIS sends you an RFE, the CPA will run away. He'll say that I'm only able to guide you on the financial part, not the immigration part. So it's better that you talk to your, attorney before you start doing daily trading. Okay. See, unless and until you're caught and they find out an issue that you are actively doing the stock trading and also doing the H1B job, then they can create a problem if they want to legally, right? Because you're not eligible, your H1B has not been approved for that kind of work. So they can essentially deny your H1B, saying that you were working for some other company as an active investor. So the H1B, you can always invest as passively. Like if you give money to some like bank has agents, you can pay the money to an agent and he can invest on your behalf. He can keep buying and selling daily. That's fine because you're taking services of someone. But if you do it yourself every day, trading, buying and selling at like more than 2 to 3 transactions every day, then yes, then you have something to worry. That's what I understand. But there is a gray area. There is no clear-cut answer anywhere. Each attorney will have its own interpretation of this.
That's also true, but like it is as I said that
Uh-huh.
like for maybe for $1,500 if you do day trading, but like
Uh-huh.
if you do trading of like say 20, 30,000, $40,000 for a one day, obviously the profit for annually it would be more than whatever you're earning it. In that case, yes, it's a trouble. He said that what is your intention, your primary job intention? Because this is not a day trading, it is not a loss. So it's like a marginal profit, like a little bit profit and loss. And as far as your business.
I think your internet connection is not good. You are we are losing you, Bakarwadi. Yeah.
Sorry, I missed the first part. Is it saying that day trading is allowed in H4 EAD?
Yeah, H4EAD can do anything.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. H4EAD is an open bird. No
Okay.
restrictions at all.
Yeah, regarding your losses, so any loss you incur, I can do it on your company or on your, even when you file your taxes, that will be
Uh-huh.
deducted from your like income. Like if you have any taxable income, your taxable income will come down because you had incurred a loss.
Yeah, but then I have to do the tax harvesting planning, right?
What do you
And
mean?
there is a clause that I read that you cannot claim more than $3,000 of loss, the ultimate loss, something like that. I forgot what the rule is. So, like for example, I did 10 transactions where I made $10 each as profit. So that's total $100 profit in 1 year. Then I did another 10 transactions where I made $20 loss on each transaction. So the total loss that I made in the year is $200 and profit was 100. So net, I'm in a net loss 100, right?
Yes.
So essentially, if I am in a job, I can deduct the whole 100, right?
Hmm.
But let's say this total loss in a year is more than $3,000. Maybe like let's say the total loss after reconciling profit and losses in the 1 year period is like $5,000. So I think CPA told me, if I understood correctly, that you can only claim $3,000 in 1 year.
Yeah,
2,000 you have to
yeah,
claim in next year. Is
yeah.
that correct?
I can talk about that. So if you have negative losses of let's say $20,000 for the year,
Uh-huh.
you can only subtract $3,000 on that fiscal year, and it will be
Uh-huh.
carried over for the next year. So
Right.
for 2000 to uh, show it as your negative loss, it will take 6 years to keep showing 3,000, 3,000, and 3,000. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Even the next
So,
year, let's say next year you make some 50,000 profit, you cannot
uh-huh.
show that Oh, I already carrying over 14,000
Uh-huh.
as a trading loss. And you
Uh-huh.
cannot subtract your 50,000 minus, let's say 17,000, and the rest of the only gonna pay tax. They
Uh-huh.
don't allow that. So only 3,000 you can subtract per fiscal year.
Right. So the net loss from basically, if you are in profit, you can deduct any amount of loss. But if the last amount is net loss, you can only deduct up to $3,000 per year, right?
Yeah, that is correct. Yeah.
So my question was, if I'm doing it as a business rather than on a personal level, stock trading basically. So does that 3,000 limit apply to the business also? Because business will do thousands of transactions every day.
Yeah, that part I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm
I
also not
Okay.
sure. If you open LLC, I got your point. What you are saying,
Right,
just open an
right.
LLC and do the. I think the still that limit applies, but I'm not. You should check with CPA on that. Most likely that limit still applies.
Yes, there would be something because otherwise everyone would have exploited that
Yeah.
loophole,
Yes.
right? I guess to become a stock trader, you probably would need the financial, some kind of license as well from the state to do the financial transactions as a business. Is it? So
I don't.
let's think from a different point of view. Let's say that I have an LLC, like most people do create LLC, right? So if I want to invest that LLC's business income into the stocks, then it is a business that is investing it, right? Not the personal person is investing it,
Correct. That business entity is investing that.
right? So in that case also, okay, I'll try to find out the answer to this and we'll share in future podcasts. That's good thing that came out of this discussion. So any other tax saving tips? Or somebody speaking? Somebody wants to speak? Please go ahead. Okay, no one. So,
Stocks, you will not have like any. You cannot save tax because 1099 will come, and that's a straightforward thing. You will have to pay taxes on your gains. You cannot do any kind of thing on that. Like, let's say you have a business on some business you are running. So in that business you can show your expenses and all that your things. I
right.
think
So
for,
Being
what?
being on H1B, first of all, you cannot own or operate a business. Okay, what will happen that you
yeah,
can own you
H4EAD. I'm talking about
H4EAD.
H4EAD. Yeah.
Yeah, H4EAD. Yeah, then it's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, so in
So,
H4EAD you will have those expenses and you can claim those, like you can deduct those expenses. Same way,
Yeah.
I have heard that on if you open the LLC and if you buy your computer stuff for trading and all that, like your monitors and
right,
screens, you can deduct
right,
all that thing.
You can
right,
also
right,
buy a car. You can also buy a car to go out and learn about stock trading, and you can invest. You can use those payment to the car also, and you can deduct it.
right, right. In fact, what I've seen is a lot of people buy rental homes on the LLC name, and then they deduct the depreciation from the final
There is
tax
another
return.
reason to doing that because if people like if somebody wants to sue, they will sue
Mhm.
the LLC. Or if,
Right,
let's
right,
say if the roof fell down of that rental home, so it will
right,
be sued to just to LLC, not your personal thing, like not your personal income. That is another
right,
reason you open that LLC.
right. So tax saving as well as liability shield.
Yeah.
And
Right,
also,
right.
it's like, we are in the world of uncertainty, right? So what will happen that if you have LLC, we can hire a manager, house manager, who can take care
Mhm.
of all this property.
Mhm. Right, right. See, my question was more directed towards if you have the LLC and it has cash sitting there, you might want to invest it in the stock market, and then if you incur losses, how can you claim it? That was my intention of asking that question because I haven't found the answer yet myself. And if you're doing day trading with that LLC's account, is that even allowed or not without a financial broker license or something like that?
No, day trading you don't need any license. You
No,
can
but
do buy and sell
but
anytime.
no, but from the LLC's account, not from the personal account.
I don't think you
But
need any license for trading, even if you are opening from LLC or anything. You don't need any license for that.
okay, that sounds great then. Any other tax saving tip that you guys want to share? I wanted to share one because I do it every year now. I started doing it uh, from the last 2 years, which is the Backdoor Roth IRA. Has anybody done it before, or if you have any other tip or trick to save the taxes over and above what we save using 401k?
Yeah, 401k, maximize the 401k. That's what I've been using.
Okay. Anyone else? Well, you have never done. Yeah, Arjun, please go ahead and speak.
So if you're trading the LLC, I do not know whether you can trade. I mean, because if you're trading with other people's money, you definitely have to be some kind of you need a license for that. I'm
Right.
sure, but I'm not sure if you're just doing your own money, then you need a license. Or not. I'm not sure about that question. I mean, why do you want to do it through an LLC? I still,
Yeah, to harvest the losses. That was my thinking, that because for business, every loss is an expense and they can claim it to the full extent. That's what I was thinking. I may be completely wrong because I don't know the right answer to it. So I was just thinking if we can do it, so can we bypass that 3,000 loss claim limit if we
mm,
do it as an LLC?
I think anything through LLC is a lot more complicated.
Okay.
Yeah, I would not do that. Do you guys know that, right? They had this new rule. Any LLC needs to be registered with the fact. What is the FinCEN?
Okay. Yeah, I heard about it, but I didn't knew that it is mandatory.
No, I mean it's being challenged in the court, but it's pretty mandatory. You can go to jail for like 20 years if you not don't do it. It's big, very big fines. $500 a day. It's nuts. Anything to do with FinCEN is crazy. FinCEN is just absolute tyrant there.
So every LLC, irrespective of whether you are in financial business or anything, you have to register. Is it what you're
Uh,
saying?
Any LLC created after some date, I think 2024 something, or
Okay.
any LLC which is still around on 2024 Jan of 2024. Anything which is still around, like if you had closed the LLC before 2024, go through because LLCs are created in state, right? They're not a federal thing, right? It's all created in the
Right.
state, and federal government does not get any information about LLC. So
Okay.
their justification is, oh, we are going after money laundering, right? A lot of people launder money to LLCs, apparently. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, so they want to have full control over. Okay, yeah, we want to monitor everything, and we're going to put you guys in jail if you don't. There are tons of LLC, right? There are millions of LLC. So many people they have small businesses, and some of them
Right.
don't make money, right? Or some of them are dormant, right? People don't do anything
Right.
with.
Right.
But this rule just made everything so messed up, right? I mean, what if I'm a 60-year-old guy created an LSE 20 years back, completely forgotten
Right.
about it. It's still sitting there.
Right.
It's still registered with the state. Now
Right.
suddenly, Clinton comes knocking on your door saying, "Hey, you're gonna go to jail because you didn't do it before this deadline or something." But it's getting challenged in court. I think they've
Uh-huh.
delayed it. This was about to come
Okay.
about 20 Jan 1st, 2025, but they challenged it. It's totally nuts policy.
So right now it is like under the stay, just like that birthright citizenship rule.
Yeah,
Is it? Okay. So there is an injunction filed.
I think there is an injunction filed. Yeah, last time I checked, it got reversed and then it got again banned. There's so much thing going on. Some of the I was following some CPAs online. They were commenting about it on
Yeah,
X.
because my CPA has not even contacted me, so I'm worried.
Yeah,
He
yes,
might be sleeping.
just go to FinCEN. Let me see whether I can post some information. FinCEN website. Let's see what it says.
Yeah. So are you speaking on a speaker because you're echoing a lot?
I'm sorry. Is it better now?
I still hear that echo.
Yeah. Okay. Let me get on my headphones. Just a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, that's new information. I heard about it, but I never gave any thought to it. That's good. Yeah, the other topic that I had for today was H1B visa issues with taxes. Oh, sorry, I did not cover that backdoor Roth IRA. Has anybody done it, backdoor Roth IRA? Or is anybody using the 401k Roth? That's my question.
Yeah, I
Or
do.
does
Yeah,
oh, you,
401k
you,
Roth and I do
oh,
401k
you,
Roth and also do traditional IRA also with the Roth IRA.
so you are the expert here. Because I just started doing, I just started doing 401k Roth last month. Not even
Yeah.
last month, last payroll. And I started doing backdoor Roth 2 years ago.
And how much,
I,
yeah, would you mind like saying how many years you have left for before retirement?
for retirement.
Yeah, let's say
What is
62.
62 is the retirement, then I have 20 more years.
Oh, then
So
then
you're
it's fine, yeah. And because see, Roth IRA is like it's like a more of a market linked and all the stuff, right? So it's like
right, right,
so if you're looking for short term, then it's like I would not suggest you, right? But if it is a 20, then it's a substantial good term. In that
right,
case, yeah, going to the Roth IRA is a good option.
right. Yeah, somebody suggested me that it's better to keep directly putting money in Roth instead of 401k because in the long run, unless you need that money right now, it's better to pay the tax right now and then just make it future proof, future tax proof.
Yeah, that's
Better
something that
strategy, right?
that's a better
Yeah.
strategy.
Yeah. Because taxes are gonna go up. Can you guys hear me better?
Yeah,
Yes, yes, yeah, it's much better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Taxes are gonna go up, right? Because if you think about it, Social Security is gonna run out of money in 2035, right? They
right,
have to
right,
increase taxes across the board. Um,
right.
so yeah, I also started doing the same thing. I'm not doing the backdoor Roth, but I'm doing the 401k Roth. Um,
Okay,
completely switched from pre-tax to post-tax 401k Roth because I think that's what makes sense. I also have around 20 years left, so.
yeah. In that,
okay.
I also apart from that, yeah, apart from that, like you also use your yearly 6,000, $7,000 IRA limit also out of it. Use that limit also, please.
Yeah, I
If you
do
want to
full
save that,
contribution. Try to. Yeah.
yeah. So that is also something is there because otherwise, right now, so let's say today, this Trump was saying about like no taxes and no federal tax and all the stuff.
Uh-huh.
Those things, it's just like going everything gonna got expensive that goes through.
What was Trump saying about taxes? I didn't hear
Trump
that.
in
What is
Congress,
it?
he said that he's requesting Congress to support no federal taxes
Really?
on individual. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he wants to replace that with tariffs, but once
yeah, that will not
people
work out.
that's not work out exactly.
Yeah, because see, I tell you, like, see, it's like if your country's like making everything at home, okay, and
Hmm.
you're not importing anything outside, okay,
Uh-huh.
then it's fine. These things may work out. For example, like a
Right,
China, right?
right.
China can do that because everything is being made there. So if they don't import anything, mostly things from outside, right?
Uh-huh.
In the so, for example, like here, the bananas which you eat, there may be produce of Mexico. Okay, the
Right.
flowers which you say there's from Colombia, coffee which you drink, it is from Colombia. If everywhere
Uh-huh.
they're gonna raise the tariff to cover the income tax, okay, in that case, what
Right.
will happen that the coffees which you are buying it for, let's say $5 right now, it will go up to $7, $8. The bananas which you're buying it for, let's say $70, 70 cents a pound, it will go to $1 or $2. Like the
Right.
daily things we are like because they're not and daily food items. Let's say food items they are mostly like imported from outside. So all the things will go up gradually. Okay, so in what will happen that you might be per paycheck you might be saying it let's say $1,000 or $2,000 on your federal tax, but you might be spending
Uh-huh.
another 500, 800, $900 on everything else
Yeah.
extra.
Right.
It
Right.
it can be little bit plus minus, but there are also other things also, right? Like for example, like if you want to build something for your home and or like many things are like brought from outside. China and all the stuff, from your kitchen sink to tap to all the stuff. All the things which are costing you $500 will cost you $800, $900 with the tariffs going up. So that is how they want to cover up the money, right? No, this is sadly
Exactly.
gonna work out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so probably this will become the same situation as we have in India, right? The taxes are so high and still we don't get those kind of facilities there, right?
Yeah.
In fact, our current government in India also said that they were exploring. I mean, I think they said it 10 years ago that they were trying to explore the ways in which the income tax can be abolished, and then they can probably charge the bank transaction tax or some kind of tax where uh, the
In
government
India,
can be
situation
funded.
is in India situation is different because there are only 4 to 5% or 6% people paying the tax.
Yeah,
Right.
the
So even
income,
if they
the
pay,
income
even
tax.
if they, yeah, income tax I'm talking about, yeah. So
Yeah.
even if they pay it or not pay, instead of that, I would say that they abolish the income tax in India and put a taxes on
Uh-huh.
everything else.
Right,
Anyhow, we are
right,
paying the taxes on everything else. But like,
right,
even abolish income tax and because anyhow GST, CST and all the stuff, not CST nowadays, but anyhow, we are paying the tax. So instead of getting a direct tax, let us ask people to pay indirect taxes because when you're gonna buy something, you will pay your taxes. There is not you can hide that, okay, I have these and that and all the stuff.
right, right.
Correct. So that is also something. But like, but see another way, when in here in US, okay, when you file a taxes, let's say 80% of the population, they do not make more than 50, $60,000 a year,
Uh-huh.
right? So
Right,
what happened? At the end of the year, they end up getting a refund,
right,
right? They end up getting a refund. Okay.
right,
In that case, if this income tax is able, the refund is gone then.
right.
Because whatever things you're buying it throughout the year, you are paying the taxes. And if you are seller, right, there is no point that you can claim it back also. There is no standard deduction, nothing at all. I mean, this is what I'm not a tax expert on that, but like this is
Right,
what I'm thinking. This could be the impact.
right,
Rest
right.
anyhow, whatever I think, it's not gonna impact because if he thinks in a one day beautiful morning that okay, I want to abolish the federal tax, he can add executive order.
Right. And what else? Like if you use 401k, you cannot use 401k Roth, right? You can only use one.
Either
Is
way,
that
yeah.
correct?
Either way, yeah.
No, 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 that's not right. You can do either one. It can be a combination of Roth or non-Roth, depending on what your company
Okay.
allows. What your
Yeah,
company
that's true.
allows. The other piece is there is another way that generally when the company contributes, it's all traditional. So what you could do is you could just call them the next day. Probably you'll have to do every 15 days or so. But you can call and convert your traditional to 401k by calling your provider and telling them that I would want to change my the company contribution from traditional to Roth. That way, that money is also going to be Roth in the long term.
Okay.
Can I
So
ask
you,
what
so
is the
you,
difference between the Roth and the normal traditional?
yeah, there is too much noise from someone behind. Yeah, I muted everyone so that the noise goes away. Please unmute yourself and then speak if you want to speak. Okay. So Anupam Anand is asking, can we touch income limit versus contribution limit for 401k Roth, traditional Roth, and backdoor Roth? So I'm not clear about this question from Anand. Uh, income limit versus contribution means you have I don't think there is any income limit to it. There is only contribution limit set by IRS, if I'm not wrong.
The income limits are set for traditional, how much you can contribute to traditional, and
Right, right,
that's the reason why you do a backdoor loss.
right. So basically, there are limits on the contribution, not on your total income, right?
No, I think it depends on if you are earning more than a certain income, you cannot contribute to traditional.
Yeah, that's
The
fine. That's fine. But
the
oh,
contribution
I mean,
limits
we
apply
have
everywhere.
seen both sides.
The
Right,
contribution
right.
limits
Contribution.
the contribution
Okay.
limits apply.
Uh-huh.
But if you are earning, I think it's for married filing only. I think it's 230 or something. If you are making more than 230 a year, you cannot contribute to
Uh,
traditional. Sorry, you cannot
yeah.
contribute to Roth. Roth. You have to contribute to traditional, and then you do a backdoor Roth basically.
Right. Yeah. That way, backdoor auth is required, right? But
Yeah.
then backdoor auth also has a limit of like some 7,000 or something dollars.
No, that so
So,
that so that so that is immaterial. That whether you do traditional Roth doesn't matter. The contribution limits are all going to remain the same. It's 7,000
right.
and or 7,500, whatever the new limit is, and then 23,000 for the 401k. It can be a combination of Roth or traditional, and that's just
Right.
your income. The contribution that company does is not calculated in that limit.
Right. And we can do
Plus,
both.
you can buy stock also. In that one, you can buy stocks also.
Yeah.
You can do
Right.
anything.
And we can do both 401k Roth and backdoor Roth. We can maximize both of them, right?
Yeah, yeah, those two are two different components. Yes,
Okay.
individual
So
limits
does
would
that?
apply. Individual limits would apply, but you can do both.
And
Right.
and top of that, I can also assure you that if you're using
Mm-hmm.
Robinhood, it also for normal account, whenever you transfer money for investing into a traditional IRA, like IRA,
Uh-huh.
it gives you
Uh-huh.
1%. So, for example, if you transfer $1,000, they will add $10. If you have a gold account, they will add 3%. So, for example, if you transfer $1,000 to invest, they will
Uh-huh.
give you $30.
In their these IRA accounts, right?
Yeah, IRA account, yeah.
But is IRA safe with them? That's the
Like
main
they're
question.
FDIC insured, they're FDIC insured. So,
Okay.
and
But
if you
more
think so
people.
that if you think so that if it is not insured, then maybe you can move it to Vanguard or Fidelity. Maybe after 1 or 2 years down the line, you can invest it through Robinhood. Okay,
Uh-huh.
because sometimes it is easier to invest it through the Robinhood application. After one
Right,
year down
right.
the line, transfer it back
But then if you
to
have to, like for example, if you have to transfer the IRA money with Robinhood to, let's
Mhm.
say, Fidelity after one
Yeah,
year, they will
yeah.
force you to sell all your underlying stocks and then move that money, right?
No, no, and it's not like so. What will happen that Fidelity Visa, these are the certain securities for which we don't trade. Okay,
Uh-huh.
in that case, those securities will not be transferred.
But I tried doing that once. I had stocks in oh, sorry, 401k in Fidelity, and I was trying to do it with some other smaller IRA company which was offering a very good deal. So Fidelity told me that you cannot transfer the IRA as such. You have
The
to
401k
sell.
you cannot. 401k is like because I think with your employer
Okay.
restrictions and all that stuff, maybe that would have been stopping you. I'm talking about the regular, like 6,000, $7,000 what additional limit what we had for
Uh-huh.
investing in through IRA.
So they can actually transfer the securities instead of selling them and then transferring the money
Yeah, I have done it. Yes, I
directly.
have done it. Yes, I have done it.
Okay. From Robinhood to Fidelity,
I
the
had done it
brokers
from
have to be
Fidelity.
comfortable.
Yeah, I had done it from Fidelity to Robinhood. So what happened that
Uh,
I had some XYZ amount there. Okay, out
okay.
of which around 80 percentage of the securities got transferred to Robinhood.
Okay.
Okay, but some 20 percentage of that worth they could not transfer because those securities were not available in a Robinhood platform at the
Robinhood.
time.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
similar
And
can be
no
vice
issues.
versa. Yeah, no issues in that. And it got transferred in like around 7 days. 7 days it got a time. Okay, for the
Hmm.
time being, I got update on Fidelity that I cannot do any transaction there. Okay, and at
Okay.
that time there was like a 3 percentage benefit was there. So whatever
Uh-huh.
securities which I transfer, I got a cash also worth of that much. Okay, so I got some good amount on that one which I can use it to invest into. Then I around that time.
Okay.
So
And you
that
can
was a
do this
great
on, yeah, you can only
online.
do this for IRA or Roth accounts, is it?
No, no, you can do any for stocks also.
No, I mean to say 401k account. 401k
401k, I have
cannot
not
be.
tried it. 401k, I have not tried it because I have been like dealing with my 401k with the one company. For
Uh-huh.
like luckily, what happened that wherever I worked, I got a fidelity, for example, for a 401k.
Uh-huh.
So I did not have to transfer anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I didn't face any situation.
I have transferred 401k from my wife from Trans America to Fidelity. We didn't have any issue, right? It
From
is
where?
just a roll. It was just a rollover, right? 401k rollover. That's what they call it.
Right. So when I did the rollover 401k to some other company, it was an unknown company, small company. They
Oh,
said that
okay.
Fidelity told us that you cannot directly transfer the 401k securities. You have to sell it at the market price and then take your money to the new broker.
But that
That's
then
what they
you'll get
told me.
10% penalty, right? You cannot take money out of your 401k before
No,
59.
No. You don't
That's
get
correct.
penalty. You don't get penalty. What you can do is, what
Oh,
happens
you
is
just want to directly transfer the same
rollover. Yeah.
securities from. Okay.
No. So
Got-
whatever funds are there, you basically sell off whatever amount is remaining. It will be classified as whether it is a Roth contribution or a traditional contribution. And when you
Got it.
transfer it to somebody else, that exit amount is going to be transferred with the same categorization.
Got it.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do
They,
that. Of course, we had to do that too, right? We There was no connection between Trans America and Fidelity, nothing common, right? We just did a rollover. We got all the money, and they
right.
had to reinvest into some other funds in Fidelity. There was no
And
commonality at all. So
correct. And the other
Right.
thing is, even within Fidelity, with my previous employer, the funds that were available were different than what are available right now. So what I did is I did a rollover for 401k to uh, IRA, traditional or Roth, whatever the contributions were. And what Fidelity ended up doing was they ended up selling whatever the stocks were not, whatever that stocks were not available for use outside the account, and they gave the money basically in the IRA account.
Jess wants to say something.
Yeah, Jayesh, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, I had just a question about that social security. You mentioned
Mhm.
someone mentioned by 2035 it is out of funds. So is it like it's not going to be there won't be any social security payments, or like we don't know that
they
definite answer now?
no. I mean, they will increase the taxes. It's gonna happen. Next
So what?
democratic elected president, they will definitely increase the tax because it is going to go insolvent otherwise 2035 because the amount of entitlements they have to pay is like close to 80-90 trillion dollars, right, for all the people. And whatever we are paying right now is just supporting the people who are senior citizens who are getting social security right now, right? Whatever they paid, it's all gone. So
Right.
unless
Maybe
until
at
they
the
increase the
time.
tax base, or increase the population of the US, more taxpayers so that they can support all the oldies, or they have to increase tax on the current. If Trump says, oh, no birthright citizenship, US population is going to nosedive in the next 20-30 years. Right now it's
Right.
340. And more people are retiring. Think about it, right? A lot of people are retiring. Average age in the US is like some 38 or 39. It's going to increase now. If we do all these anti-immigrant stuff, which Trump says he wants to do, deport like 11 million people and all that. So Social
Yeah.
Security is going to run out of money. Absolutely, that is a known fact. Um, so the
Yeah. In
question is,
fact,
what are they going to do about it?
Maybe they're
in
gonna print
20,
some more money.
So what will happen? We have invested there, not invested. We have contributed already. So you are saying that we will not get social security at the time of retirement, or there should be done
no,
something
I
that
don't think so.
so
they will do.
what he's saying that you will be eligible for getting Social Security, but they will have
Okay.
no money to pay.
Okay.
See, it's like I tell
Yeah.
you, yeah,
Yeah.
if USA wants to keep their ego up, okay. If no, no, let's
Yeah.
yeah. So let's say if USA wants to stay their superpower ego up and all the stuff, okay, then they will work out on something because see, social security and all these things benefit. If government goes, they'll, just consider the impact on overall world economy,
Uh-huh.
right? So even world also doesn't want to get that thing happen, okay? Because
Right.
social security is one of the biggest investor also in other
Yeah.
way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. So that is not. If government thinks that this is happening, then see, it's like making a burger for them. They will go and print more dollars.
Right.
The
Okay.
the
Yeah.
other
But
reason
but the
why
fact is that
I mean,
the way the currently the payments are going up compared to the inflows are there. Okay. In that case, yes, he's right. Social security, and these are like a lot of forums and news and all other things on there. But as I said that, right? If that is gonna happen, then what will happen? That America, your government, because see, ultimately they want to keep that level up, no? So understand,
yeah,
like this is
I mean, they can print more money, but it'll be inflation will just go through the roof, right? So whatever money you're getting back is not going to be worth what you cannot buy the same stuff which you were buying
they
before the
don't
money printing. I
care.
mean,
See, they
no,
don't
no.
care.
I mean, that's what
Ultimately,
happened, right?
they're paying it.
No, no. The reason why Donald Trump got elected was because of inflation, right? Under Biden, it was just completely out of control. I mean, that is the one singular reason, if you ask me, he got re-elected. There's no other
Yeah,
reason.
inflation. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Biden didn't do anything wrong for the inflation. Only thing
I
what
mean,
he did that, increase the salary. He just
I mean,
double the salary for everybody. Now people has a more money. There is a more money. Okay, so what will happen? That is simple economy. I don't know, like these guys did not simple economics. If there is a more money, okay, the people will spend more money. People will spend more money to buy something. So that is how the inflation will go up. There is nothing like it's not like cost and everything has gone up. No, yes, cost has gone up because they're paying more. But even if there's automation tools and all the stuff, people has a more money. So if you have a more money, that is gonna happen for sure.
yeah. So basically, the income needs to keep up, right? That didn't happen, and usually there is a lag, right, between inflation and income increasing. Right. If you look at 2021 and 2022, that's exactly what happened. The inflation went up by like how much, 8-9%, but the salary increase was not keeping up. So it has taken more time for it to reach. And I mean, this is just simple monetary policy. It always happens, right? The more supply of money you have, the lesser value it has. It's just simple economics. You need more of it to buy stuff,
Yeah.
and most of it's I would not blame Biden entirely. In 2020, Trump also spent a ton of money, right? He injected so much amount of capital, and he kept the interest rate, or the federal government, I mean the federal bank, Fed, they kept the interest rate artificially very low. It was like close to
Yeah,
like
the
what,
Trump
2%
did,
or
yes,
less.
Trump printed a lot of money. I think there was an
Yeah.
article which I read it like in last 100 years, whatever currency has been printed, I think that in Trump era, that money similar in 4 years that was printed.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, and then Biden did all the other stuff, right? Inflation Reduction Act. I don't know, it increased the inflation. I don't know what he did. He also spent a lot of money and the infrastructure bill and all that. So many trillions. And if you look at the current debt, it's like $38 trillion. It's way over 100% of the GDP, right? And that is just keep increasing. So, I mean, everything is like
Yeah.
just gone off the thing, right? There's no control on anything.
Yeah, it's
the
like
other problem is because the deficit is going higher. I think the plan was, I think Republicans are not saying it openly, but they have said that do away with the social security program. So the idea was maybe they might take a dip into social security, and that's the reason it might run out even quicker if they want to get the money that is needed
Yeah,
to
I
decrease the
think
true.
deficits.
I think as stated, right, that's not going to happen, right? And they're going to increase the taxes. Definitely, it's going to come because their social security is never going to go. It's very popular among everybody, at
Right.
least So that's
And
not going to go away. The only thing you can solve is increase the social security tax. The amount of tax you pay for it is going to increase.
Right. So it's
and
better to
did
con-
anybody did sorry, one more point. Like, did anybody do we have any examples, Anil, where people have actually moved to India and have been able to claim social security tax as long as I mean social security as long as they have 40 credits? Do you know of
yeah,
anybody? I think the documentation says that you are eligible and you can get it.
yes.
But if you
Yeah, so the documentation says that you are eligible, but then what they ask again is you have to keep proving to US government that you are alive every 6 months. And there is one more rule that you have to do it physically in the USA after a certain
Okay.
point of time.
Oh, I thought
So
you could claim it from, say, from. I think you could go to. I think there were some places that you could go and get it internationally. Maybe
right,
you have to go to.
right. So that's for the initial part. When you want to start your payments, you can go to the international locations where USCIS, not USCIS, sorry, the official
SSA.
social security,
SSA.
yeah, SSA offices there. They can start your payment and you can keep receiving it in India as well. But then after a certain point, they want you to prove that you're alive by visiting one of the offices in USA. So at that point of time, and then there is another condition that you have to prove that you have stayed in USA for at least 30 days, something like that. So it's actually very complicated.
So then people
Unless you
moving to India should not basically think
rely
about.
on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, it's very difficult. And if they
What
don't
is
have
gonna
the
happen?
money, and if they don't have money to pay at that point of time, they'll make it even more difficult.
True.
We are not at all sure what is gonna happen after 20 years, to be honest.
Yeah. On paper, it says that yes, you are eligible and you will get the payment as long as you are alive. But to keep getting it every 6 months, you have to keep proving that you are alive and you are in US physically, some way or the other way. So those conditions are very difficult to say unless you are a citizen and citizen is allowed to live anywhere in the world because then they will be taxing your world over income. But if you are not a US citizen and you're living in India or somewhere else, then they can't fetch more money from you, right? You're not
So,
liable to pay their taxes.
so can't they come on like B1, B2 visit and then go back just for getting social security purpose?
Yeah, I think that can be done. Because the requirement that I read last was that at least 30 days you have to prove you stayed in USA. So with B1, B2, you can come and you can do that.
And is this requirement every 6 months or every year, or is there a duration where you have to prove that you're alive?
Yes, I think it's every year, if I
Yeah, that
remember correctly.
that requirement is also in India. Whoever is getting pension every year, they have to prove they are alive.
Yeah, the
So
life
that's a
certificate. Yeah, the life
life
certificate.
certificate.
Yeah. But
But I think as
India,
long as you can move, you can visit on B1, B2 once in a year, right? And to get the social security. Suppose in worst
right,
case you are moving to India.
yeah, I think that that is doable. But it's not that easy as that you just start the payment and then live happily forever. You will have to do some legwork to keep getting it. Okay. And today's last question last topic that I had in mind was, is anybody investing in India? People used to buy real estate in India to get the benefit of high jump in real estate prices. So is anybody really investing these days or the bubble has burst? Because I'm hearing a lot about Dubai these days rather than India. One of my cousin contacted me and he wanted to sell properties in Gurgaon for to NRIs, and I told him that I don't even know anyone who is investing in India directly, and he was also shocked to know that how is it possible that India is giving a lot of returns. Has anybody done it, or has anybody gotten any returns?
Yeah, we do get like properties invested, like us bought it couple of years back. They're giving good returns.
Oh, then I am the only one, I guess. So Rajesh Ranjan is saying
Yeah,
he bought in Dubai. I bought
that
one property in. I'll give you my example. I bought one property in Gurgaon in 2008 for 40 lakhs. Okay, it is selling for 60 lakhs today.
You
I
should have
mean,
buy in
after
Mumbai. You
about,
should have buy in Mumbai, Bangalore, etc. I think they have a lot of appreciations there.
you bought
yeah,
it
but
in Ahmedabad for 40 years.
No,
It should have
Gurgaon.
cost like around
Gurgaon is a new
80 to 1
Manhattan.
crore.
Gurgaon
so
is a
how
new
much is the
Manhattan.
gain? Like, how much is the gain per year? Are you getting good
At
returns
least, at least like around 10% returns you can expect
So,
on a property, 10 to 15.
year on year?
Yeah, year on
Is it?
year,
so for
10%.
property,
And
for
then if
property,
you take into account the exchange rate, because rupee is depreciating heavily.
Yeah, in that, yeah. So currently, in last 5 years, what has happened that 5, 10 years because of the US economy, okay, that currency has a US Indian rupees have depreciated a lot. That's a part one. But even in that case, also like still it is a 6%. Still it is a better. Even apart from that, right now, also like most of the banks in India in NRE account, they're offering you 7 to 8% interest rate on a fixed deposits. Okay, if you don't want to invest it into a property, also 7 to 8% interest rate is still
So
fine.
the best.
And you don't need to travel to India to open NRE account, NRE NRO account. You can do it by sitting here also. There are many banks are who are offering that services. Okay.
The
Uh-huh.
other problem is like, or the reason why you would want to buy property in India is like, unless you are planning to go back, it would not make a wise financial decision to buy a property. Like even if you plan to go back, the best way would be to rent the house because you can probably stay in a 2 3 crore house for by paying like 50 60 thousand dollars, 50 60 thousand
Uh,
rupees rent,
that's true.
right?
But I can add
Uh-huh.
one more thing.
It's a
Like
sentimental, it's a sentimental value, but yeah,
yeah, you
in
buy
case,
one house, that's a, you then you forget that that's your house. But
yeah,
also they buy commercial property, maybe
correct,
buy a
yeah,
shop or maybe buy an
shop, yeah,
office.
yeah.
Yeah. And then put it into and put it like buy a shop and office into such a wonderful complex where they're maintaining all our amenities also. Right, all the
So
things like
some of my Guju friends are doing that. They are not buying houses; they are actually buying storefronts. Basically, that's just the
yeah, that is,
shops.
and maybe we buy lands and we buy these commercial shops and offices.
But
Okay.
do, another question is that do we have any future for these retail spaces because of the growing online market in India?
Yeah, see,
So
like
Is it?
so they will be a shop because someone would need an office there to rent it. Okay, so that they can make us like a SSN fraud calls to US, right? So they need an office there.
Okay. That was a
No, they
good.
are
That was
mostly
good
not.
one.
Right? Like
Yeah.
no jokes about no, not everybody does that, but like
Good that you did it. We were on very serious thing. Good laugh. But yeah, I mean,
yeah,
No, no, but my question is like, if even if you buy commercial property, but who is there for you to help if something like some, for example, maintenance or something
yeah,
happen? We are in US. Some people have the resources there, like family
the
member and etc.
no,
yeah,
no,
Some don't have it.
the biggest advantage of buying a store is there's minimum maintenance, right? Like
mhm.
it's kind of a box, right? So that was the whole idea of buying
yeah. Then I can give you
property.
what I do. I can give you what I do. Okay. In India, there are many you will find at brokers, real estate broker at every street. Someone would be
Mhm.
known to you, someone would have studied with you. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Pay him 40, $50,000, 50, 40, 40, 50,000 rupees a year. Ask him that this is my property, you manage it. When someone is renting, when someone's contract is finished, you get it renewed. If someone wants else to hire, right with that, I'll give you rent, your commission and all the stuff. They'll take care of it. You don't give power of attorney to everything, like he cannot buy or sell. So don't do that also, because money can do all these other things also. But yeah, you can do that. It's the same, it's like you are here, you, me, like nobody knows about what gonna be a GC situation. Still we have bought a house here. Okay. We never know these people will kick us out. Okay, for whatever things. In that also still
Right.
we have a house and all the stuff here also. So let us, there are many ways to take care of that. Okay. Well, let's for example,
Yeah.
like the things can be outsourced in that way, and they can take care of that.
Yeah. Manish on YouTube is saying rent to own ratio is very high. I did buy a home cost 4 crores and rent does not cover even 25% of home loan
Yeah,
in
I
India.
will not. I will
that's
not
what
buy
I
four
said,
crore
right?
house. I will
Yeah,
not
Yeah,
buy
it's
4 crore
that
house. I will buy 50 lakhs of flat, in like eight different flats.
yeah, and then the other thing is like the rent. So there it comes with the overhead, right? It's like you have to like
yeah.
all the financial overheads come with it. Like, so even if, of course, if you want to buy a property for sentimental value, you need a house. That's a different thing. But usually, it would not make sense to buy a property in India. Here, it makes sense. Like, you can buy and rent. The rent to mortgage
Uh-huh.
ratio is very comparable here.
Uh-huh.
A 4
It
crore rupees, if it is a apartment, then it is a flat or something. Then it is, to be honest, it's
Like a
huge.
duplex.
Yeah,
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 it is a huge investment. It is
yeah.
like
It probably interest rates are what, like, pretty high. So you probably are paying like 4 lakh per month or something in the mortgage, and then you probably are not even getting like 60, 70,000. So that doesn't make sense. And then in addition to that, because it's a bigger property, the maintenance are charged based on the square feet that you own. So the
Right,
maintenance
right,
charges and
yeah.
everything will eat into the rent income that you get in. So my
right.
friend does a, like, he has a financial company. He does all this. He works with this startup like the Zerodha and everything. So he basically says that he's a millionaire, but he says like,
Uh-huh.
I would never buy a property in India. I would like just rent the properties because you can actually stay in much nicer place, much nicer area with
Mm-hmm.
paying much lesser than what you can afford, right?
Right. So, but these days I'm hearing a lot about Dubai. People are buying in Dubai because the rental yield there is very good. Is that, has anybody done it? I think somebody on YouTube said that they have bought it in Dubai.
In
Rajesh
Dubai, there
Ranjan.
is a lot of stocks right now, lot of supply.
And in
Lot,
Dubai?
yeah, there are a lot of property supply is there. They're developing
Yeah.
like so. Ultimately, I remember 10 years ago there was a difference between Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, and Dubai.
Uh-huh.
Nowadays, the difference is going up. Like when if you travel from Dubai to Abu Dhabi,
Uh-huh.
earlier it was like a desert, both the side of the roads.
Uh-huh.
Now
Right.
that has started to gone down. If you see the map also, like a 10 years
Mm-hmm.
map between all this, there's a lot of supplies is there, like
Mm-hmm.
compared to like India and all the stuff. So
Right.
yes,
Because
it is a good stuff to invest it, but like you cannot like I don't mean that is what my view is. It's like you cannot expect their property price. Everybody says social media, these and that and all the stuff. Then
uh-huh.
if there is a true, if the properties are doubling in a 2 years, 3 years, or 5 years, let's say, then you don't need to
Uh-huh.
market it sometimes.
Right. Yeah, people will find it themselves.
Yeah, people will find it like your marketing, mouth words and all the things that we spread it accordingly, right? But if you're still
Right.
pushing it
Right.
कि भाई ऐसा हो रहा है ऐसा हो रहा है in India I don't think so I have seen many ads कि भाई आपका property का price double हो जाएगा आगे it's not like still it is happening
Yeah,
Oh,
those
yes
days are
that's
gone actually, where the property appreciation was very good. It is
right.
gone, and now there's a bit of hassle for NRIs as well, right? So it is, I think, if you as an NRI buy if you already have a property and if you sell it, uh,
Uh-huh.
I think the rules have like changed where you kind of have to pay taxes there and then you claim it here. So it's not
Right.
straightforward, right? It would make
Yeah,
more
it's
sense like if you are selling some property, you buy another property from that money and then probably save on some tax. So it's not, I think, two things. One is the property values are not increasing, and then there is the stress or the additional work that is needed for after you sell a property.
yeah. I mean
right.
buying I would say that buying a property in India with the loan okay it is not at all fruitful investments no not at
Yeah,
all
yeah, agree.
yeah buy if you have a cash buy small
Uh-huh.
properties one by one maybe I would say that buy one time you buy a house property okay for your
Mm-hmm.
for your long term purpose but buy a commercial property after that each and every time or maybe buy a land if you don't wanna like not that much okay with the rent and if you don't so those are the
Okay.
stuff because let's say
How about
for I mean yeah for something goes wrong yeah for something goes wrong
Uh-huh.
like say let's say from USA something goes wrong you have to go back so if you
Uh-huh.
have a like what's it 10,000 15,000 square feet of land in India you can buy a house and you can still feel like a USA with a bigger lawn and like a front yard backyard something.
Yeah,
how about
except the
purchasing a
roads.
plot and make it construction? Purchasing a plot and then
Uh-huh.
make a construction. I mean, it's
Yeah,
cheaper.
you can
That's
do
what I
that.
heard.
Yeah, you
But
can
Yeah.
if
do
you
that also.
Then
the
flat.
only thing is, you would want to go through that hassle only if you want to eventually stay in that property or something, right? Like you probably,
Right.
it's too much work for buying a land, building it, because the
And I think he's
contractors like,
talking about like a yeah, building a multi-unit, like a buying a land and then building a flat building or apartment building something. Is that something
yeah,
what you're
yeah.
saying?
No, no, it's a plot. For example, in Mumbai, one of my friend was offering me, not offering, but they giving me the information that there are some plots like these
Uh-huh.
builders lobby do that, right? There is some like auctions going on, and they buy plots in a group, and then builder makes flats out of that on that plots, and then they sell it to us in almost double prices. So instead
Don't
of
talk.
that, you
Don't talk
enter
to your
into that
friend.
market.
Don't talk to your friend. Looks like he's trying to scam. I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Those builders are anyhow super rich. Why do they want any other partner to join? Understand? Okay,
Mhm.
because in Mumbai, like, and that's a part, another part. Another one thing that if you are in such things, if you do not know anybody who can authenticate all the information there in India, don't do any such transactions. Okay,
Mhm.
this could be genuine also. This could be genuine also. But I'm saying that the way you are explaining it, I mean, for me, it looks like a something wrong in it.
Okay.
I
I
might
don't
be
know
wrong. I
because
might
we
be
have
wrong.
already discussed about the. I mean, this is not a liquid money in India to invest in. Like, I mean, flats. Even if you are talking about the commercial property, it's a huge investment, and the rate of returns is pretty normal. I mean, so I don't think like unless you have any desire to go to India, buying a house does make sense. Okay, buy it and just keep it and just rent it because ultimately you have planned to go there. Otherwise, I've seen like people who are living in India for many years, they don't have any plans to move anywhere else, and they are living in a house which is more than 3 crores and they are paying 70,000 as rent, and they can afford to buy that house for of 3 crores, but they are saying they will invest in mutual funds because they are getting more returns out of it. So an end user who is living in India since many years, he's not willing to buy a property because he's getting more returns in mutual funds, and that's the most diversified ways. I don't think like any other. I mean, if you see the stocks here, mutual funds here, India is flourishing in that. I mean, I know like since last 3 months, it has the market is not moving more up or down. It's just like stagnant. But India has given so much of good returns.
I agree, but let's say, I mean, I'll give you an example. Like in 2019, I bought one commercial property for around 42. Okay, right now like now the nearby of office nearby commercial property got sold for 1 crore 10 lakhs something. Okay, so in like 6 years, the property prices have like almost triple. I would say that. Okay, so those are the things also that. So like as I said that like you cannot go here and there.
See, when you're talking about doubling and triple, it's a once in a 10-year cycle. And if you have, when all it has happened after the COVID, and it has happened after 2008 cycle. So look at the situation when it is happening. It is happening when a lot of money is flourished into the economy and like people are consuming it. Like US is the main culprit, right? It flourishes because its economy is down in 2008 or in COVID, and they put the money and the money gets circulated all over the world. That's the time to invest in property. So it's now it's like everything's in a standstill. If you invest anywhere, you won't get any returns in property. Not a good time.
Okay.
So yours, I didn't get your point. You're saying that investing in US is also not good at current point of time. Is it
Oh,
what you're saying?
so see, in US investment does make sense. It depends
Hmm.
locality you are, where you are doing paying a lot of property taxes.
Right.
So it is very lucrative in some states like Florida, Tennessee, Texas, where I don't know in Texas, but yeah, some states do not have the property taxes and the yield. I mean, you bought a 300K house and you're just getting a $3,000 as rent or $2,000 as rent, so you are not paying
Right.
any taxes. That investment is pretty lucrative because even if you invest like $300,000, which is like equivalent to uh, 2.5 crores, you will just get $1,000 as a rent in India. So in that
Right,
way, invest in some states where the property tax is not high. So that makes sense.
right, right. Yeah, property tax is the key.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, because in Texas, because I live in Texas, so I can tell you that the property tax is 2.2% of property value. And after COVID, the property prices have almost doubled, or
Ab-
not doubled even. In fact, they have gone 1.25x of what they were selling earlier. So this is not at all lucrative for rental market now.
True, I agree.
Yeah, a lot of people I know bought houses at like 400K price point when the rate of interest was about 2.2 or 2.3, and they are still holding on to it as a rental property because they are making positive cash flow there. But for a new entrant, it's not even possible now to even
Yeah.
make any kind of money in next 20 years from that
That,
rental property.
but at the same time, a lot of population is increasing in US, and builders are
Right.
doing what builders are doing. Instead of coming up with 400K, 500K houses, which is like more than
Right.
20 square feet, they reduce the size of the house to like 1,500 square
Yeah.
feet. And
Right.
like,
Right. Yeah.
if I
In
if you
fact,
if you live in
I've
a
seen townhomes selling for 500K. Townhomes is like around 1800 square feet area.
right. So I see like still property market is is hot here in US. So if I buy somewhere like let's say 300K house, and I'm
Hmm.
that's worth 1,500 square feet, and I know that this is an independent house which is like only like 8,000 square feet or 6,000 square feet, and I'm getting a rent out of it as like $22,000. I'll easily get it any place. It's very easy. $2,000 everyone is paying for an apartment rent. So for 300K investment, I'm getting 2,000, 2,500 as rent, which is still better as compared to if you invest anywhere else in India. So good
Right.
income over the period of time if the property tax is very minimal there.
How in
Right.
Texas right now nowadays, like some are saying that because the people are going back and all the properties rent, housing market will little bit like have some issues because they will lose a tenant and all the stuff. I don't know to what extent it is true. Not only
Yeah,
Texas, but all over US now.
I don't think they will deport those men. I mean, big number of people to make any meaningful dent in the market. I mean, it's not practical to deport millions of people because they'll be spending more money on deporting than saving any money. That's what I think. So whatever deporting is happening was happening earlier also, but it was not making the news headlines. But now, even if one plane flies with the deporting, uh, deportation people, they make a big headline out of it. Just like what happened with Colombia last week, right? They are fighting like school kids that मैं तुझे चार घूंसे मारूंगा मैं तुझे 10 मारूंगा मैं लोग बुला के ले आऊंगा that sort of thing is happening.
Yeah.
I don't
See a
I don't
sec-
think it will make a big dent.
yeah, you're right. I mean, I don't think it's gonna happen. And I see a scenario in US
Exactly.
because there are like people are getting more, and the technologies are helping in reducing the number of jobs. I think eventually people themselves will find um, people are doing multiple jobs. Like, I mean, it's so difficult to survive because you have to pay your taxes, you have to pay your healthcare. uh, I mean, 2,000, $2,500 is like fixed for a person who is like sitting home and doing nothing. He has to pay that much of a money. So I see a situation in US like coming year where people find it so difficult to live in that they themselves will find that okay, they have to move to some other country. Survival is very difficult.
Right. Right. So I see Manish has joined. I think Manish, are you the same person that was speaking about 4 crores on YouTube?
That is correct. I joined
Man,
through
you thanks for
access.
joining. We feel rich just because of you.
Oh no, man! It's a mortgage.
4 crore. I mean, 4 crore is a big amount even on mortgage. And that too in India.
Just let us know
And
Yeah,
if you have some jobs in your organization, okay?
I think the point was like I thought I'm buying for a capital. Um, appraisal on the property, but I realized it later that the capital appreciation is not that fast as I was hoping for, and rent is like peanuts. So it's kind of a negative cash flow. I'm waiting for a moment to get out of it. Now the challenge would be again, how do we bring the investment back to the US? And I have no idea, so I need to do some homework to learn about it.
Yeah, it's very
Is
difficult.
it a
Oh
single
man,
property? Is
it's
it a single
oh
property?
man.
You,
Is it a
you
single property, Manish?
Can you repeat your question one more time?
I say, is it a single property of 4 crore?
No, it's a penthouse, so it's kind of a top floor with like five, six bedrooms actually, five plus one.
Yeah, so it's like a single property, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So it looks like
Yeah,
the way you're speaking, it must be in a somewhere in Noida or Gurgaon, maybe Gurgaon, I guess. So in Gurgaon, I guess
Gurgaon.
it will not,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah, it's in Gurgaon.
Yeah, in
yeah,
Gurgaon, I think it will not be that
wow.
difficult to sell that property. But like once you sell it, you contact your chartered accountant, you might have to file that from CACB something, which will, after paying the required taxes on this property, if it is a short term or long term gain, whatever it is, after that you can transfer from your funds from NRO to NRE, and then you can repatriate that funds back to
Yeah,
USA.
repatriation is going to be a pain in the butt, especially with IRS, right? They have that extra forms you have to fill. This again involves FinCEN, which extremely crazy penalties. So you have to be careful. You have to get in touch with the tax attorney, I would say.
Yeah, start
International tax
working on it
attorney.
right now. Yeah, start working it right now, because if that inflow you want to show it to the, obviously you have to show your inflow to the US, okay? Then you have to also show outflow also from out of US to India, that you use that, but you're paying something or transferring something funds from US to India to buy or continue to buying and all these things in installments and all the stuff. So because you cannot suddenly like money, hey, I have this property. I hope you are reporting this property in your income tax every year, and you're transferring some required funds. Unless you have inherited some funds from India, which you have used, then you should have shown it, like you should have shown it couple of years back also, that you inherited some funds and all this. So make it sure that you have shown your inflow to buy and manage that property before bringing the funds back to USA.
Yeah, yeah. With regards to FinCEN, you
So,
have F bar, right? And then you have 8938 form, I think. And then there's one more form. These are all like super mandatory. You have to file because otherwise it's like going to jail for many years. Those are the kind of deal.
unless Manish, unless you need the money here, my advice would be to buy like smaller properties in India. If, because it's going to be much more challenging to bring it here, and with the
No,
cost,
and
with the rupee depreciating, uh, yeah, I think you probably are going. Unless you need the money here, that's a different scenario. But if I think I know relatives that had bought flats for like 30 40 lakh in 2004 5, and they sold it for like 3 crores or something. And they wanted to bring the money here, but then the CPAs and everybody said that it would be better to like just buy something there unless you need the money here. But so they ended up buying 3 smaller flats.
Yeah, that is an option I'm exploring. I think.
Yeah, this is like I would this space is being recorded here and on YouTube and everywhere. Okay, so Manish, these are like legal ways. So I will give you suggestion. Okay, what to do and what not to do in India and here. But as I said that, make it sure that you have shown all the legal ways, okay, of owning the property by here in the US. Then only you can claim that money. You can repatriate that money from India to US. Yeah, I hope
Got
that
it.
you understand all these things. Yeah.
Um,
So make it sure all the whatever taxes on and all the things in India, those things can be taken care. Okay, since you are not in India, so CPA can take care of that. You can pay an eligible taxes on that. So those are the, but like when you talk about the bringing money here, as I said that inflow should be supported by your outflow also.
Got it. One quick
yeah,
question. Somebody made a comment about, investment in the US, right? And I heard Florida and Tennessee. So just a question to the expert here. if somebody wants to do like a cash flow or positive cash flow, I want to hear more, inputs and suggestions from the team.
See, first thing is that nobody's an expert here and nobody's a financial advisor. Okay, so please do not take it as a
Yeah.
financial advice. Everyone is just sharing their own experience.
Correct. That is right. Yeah.
Yeah. So please, if you thought that we are financial advisors, then that was wrong. We are just like you.
Just Manish, Google it and see that what are the states which is having a less amount of property tax, and the less amount of property tax, you can buy the property there and see, compare the rental yields on those properties. Buy a good builder flat, give it for a to a management consultancy to manage themselves. I've seen a lot of people, they have moved from Texas to Wisconsin. I live in Wisconsin. They bought the flat there, they bought the house there in Texas, and then they are managing with the management agency. It's not a problem for them. So if you're looking for somebody somewhere to invest in, I'll recommend invest in a state where there's less property tax, and buy it from a good builder, and see where the rental yield is good. Give it to a property management services, they're going to manage it well, and you just take care of the money what you're getting.
So,
And top of that, yeah,
is
I'll just add
bank?
one more thing.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, sure. I'll just add one more top of the with the Deepak suggestion. So another thing, if you're paying like a 5 10, anyhow, if say investment property, you have to pay anyhow 20% is down payment. But I would suggest that if you're paying it at least, if you're not paying at least 50% of the total property price, don't even try in that way, because currently the rates are 6 7%. That is still too high to get a rental income and all the expenses deducted. To ultimately, what will because here the property price they do not appreciate just like in India. They do appreciate, but once in a blue moon here that appreciated in last 4 5 years because of the COVID and other stuff. It does not happen regularly. Okay, so your $200,000 flat will not become $250,000 flat after 5 years or maybe 10 years. It may not. Okay,
I
Yeah.
agree.
so yeah,
Actually, I think the main purpose for Manish is like he wants to bring money and wanted to invest in because he's having a surplus. It makes sense. But you're right. I mean, if somebody wants to invest just for the sake of getting the returns out of it, it's not lucrative at all because you're not getting property appreciation, and rental yield is also
yeah.
like taken care of by the interest what you're paying. So it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no, because what is happening that Deepak, I heard like many people say that, okay, I have one property now to buy second property, so these and that, this and that, but like they end up what happened that they end up in this interest circulation all the time. They're just paying a 5 10 or 20 percentage, and ultimately for $200,000, like they end up paying a $2,000 as a monthly installment. And the rental they get it is like 1,500 $1,800 because there are already so many flats in that particular area, apartments in that area. So it's like instead of, and plus they had to pay some XYZ amount to the house manager to manage the property. So
I
that is also my take on that.
I also heard a comment that is it the right time to buy or wait for rates to go down? But I feel like if rates goes down, there will be sudden increase in the demand, and then home prices will go up. So it's kind of like you buy it now or refinance it later, or is it like again? I'm not expecting an expert advice, but it's opinion from you
No,
guys.
it all depends, right? So there could be two factors that the rates are coming down. It could be a crash in the economy where people are jobless, unemployment, and kind of scenarios in 2020. What happened? Then it gets difficult to buy the house for anybody because they will try to save their jobs first. But if it's a slow and gradual interest which is coming down, but in that case you're right. I mean, yeah, people that it basically demand and supply again, right? So the interest rate will come down based on the inflation numbers, and people are buying, and then again it will increase the rates of the lumber and all those things. Then again Fed will see that the interest rate what it is. So it's like that's how it is happening right now. uh, so it depends what could be the reason of the fall down of the interest.
And you cannot rely because see in the US there is a lot of land. Unlike India and some other countries, Hong Kong and some other countries where there is no enough land to build. Here it's like there is a lot of land. Okay, there are so many towns and so many villages. They have a lot of land to so if they think that there is demand is going up, okay, any village will open some additional plots to build up some additional houses. Okay. So in that case also, it's like prices will shoot up for some time, but it will not like gonna like $200,000 gonna like a 250,000, $300,000 it gonna cost you. That's also something which we need to, because there is a land to build the house.
Right. So are we saying that it is better to buy property in USA than Dubai? So India is out of the question, right? That's what we decided. That's what we concluded, not decided. That India is not a good investment,
Then
but
India is the
Dubai.
better, like, and as I say that buy into commercial. That is what my suggestion is. Buying a commercial is always a good option.
But
Uh,
then how will you bring that money back here? Because unless you go there and spend money there itself,
if you
you'll
want to
be
bring, if there is ultimate motive to bring your money back, then don't invest it anywhere. Just put it into 8% fixed deposit. That's it. In NRE, get a interest-free, tax-free interest. That's it.
But
Forget about the
looking,
property appreciation. 8%
okay.
interest is still better, like, because yes. And then because see, everywhere is like somewhere, so that is why we call it portfolio, right? So if you have 100 rupees, okay, you invest certain here and certain there. So it's up to your level, up to what how much you wanna invest it. If you have 50 lakhs rupees as surplus to invest it, okay, I would say that buy 40 lakhs rupees or 30 lakhs rupees of property and invest at 20 lakhs rupees into fixed deposit, okay, which is
Is
NRE.
question, um, Bhakarwadi, did you explore buying a commercial property in US?
I did not buy because here those prices are so way high for me to invest it in that case.
I
Most
mean,
But
of the
you
isn't
properties are
buy
like
a,
around a
uh,
500,000,
you,
$600,000.
you
Okay.
can buy a shop, right? I mean, that will give you a similar like 400K, 500K shop, or like a not showroom. I mean, showroom gets bigger, but
Yeah,
a person is paying any shop you go like more than 2,500, 300, $3,000,
correct.
and there's not much of maintenance over the period of time what a house will demand, and there
Yeah.
will be a kind of a rental which you'll be getting less maintenance, less taxes on
Okay.
it. So
So I'll just ask you one more thing. So where tomorrow when you drive, okay, you see any commercial complex, you will see at least one board there, the leasing or option available, like lease available or something. Yeah. Unless in India, like occupancy rate is little bit higher, at least in active areas like I'm was talking about, right? There, the occupancy rate in commercial property is little bit higher compared to nowadays, post-COVID and all the stuff. People are going everything online. Okay, in India, it is still not there. Okay, it may come sooner or later. I do not know on that case. Okay, but here the commercial property like what vacancy rate is has gone down in like 4 5 years because after COVID and all the stuff. So and technically you don't get a lucrative interest rate because I don't have $500,000 to invest into commercial property, to be honest, right? And as I said that if I want to like in getting a loan and all the stuff, ultimately what will happen same but like
But is it yeah, but the tax free means you don't have to pay Indian tax on it, but you still have to pay US tax. Yeah, no, but you have to pay taxes in US on that money. Right. Huh. No, you still, but you still have to pay taxes. Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah, right, right. The other, yeah, you have to, yeah, you have to pay. No, 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 no. It's not tax free. That's incorrect. Yeah, you have to pay tax even on $1 earned anywhere. See, anywhere in the world you earn money, you have to pay tax if you are a U.S. resident. Yeah, so yeah, 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 yeah. Right. So yeah, so yeah, so what? Yeah, so you what you do is you find out the amount in rupees that you earned as interest in your NRE account. You convert it into dollar amount. Yes, and then add it to your income in your US tax return as foreign income. Yeah, I do. Yeah, Right. So I'll add 2 points to it. So the tax deducted from NRO was the Indian tax. Okay. But the total income you earned in NRO is still taxable in USA. You will claim the credit for the tax paid to Indian government in US taxes. Okay. Right. 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 And for NRE, for income in NRE account, whatever interest or whatever you earn, Indian government will not take any tax from that account, but you still have to show that income as your income in US taxes, and then US government will take the tax. So it will be taxed, irrespective of where it is. Whether Indian government takes the tax or US, they will tax. You cannot escape taxes. Right? Yeah. Because it's not Dubai. It's not. Because the other person got happy that, oh, it's a tax-free income in India. he, he got excited. Yeah, even $1 has to be reported. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, one. Yeah, I said one too much. 1 cent is the right answer. Yeah, right. There's a gray line there. Gray line. Yeah, right, right. But I think you can buy ETFs directly. Right? That's allowed because it's same as stocks. No. Mhm. Right. Yeah, yeah. People in India are asking me how to buy US stocks, and we are asking how to buy Indian stocks. Yeah. Right, right. Wow, that's a big target, right? 15% is, yeah. Manish, do join the next one, next satsang. We want to hear your strategies. Bring them also. Bring 20% bana. Oh, that's crazy amount of money. I mean, crazy amount of talent, I would say. Yeah, pretty much same. Pretty much same. आसपास ही रहते हैं ना दोनों. Yeah. And you are Punjabi, right? No. Yeah, Punjabis are known to spend the money. They don't earn, but they spend. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I muted someone who was speaking in the background. Yeah, we have been. We, yeah. Maybe you can join the next satsang that we will have. There's a today's satsang is almost over. Yeah. No, I'm trying to do it every Monday and Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central Time. This is the, I think, third one that we are doing. And Bakarwadi is joining every time. I hope he keeps joining because he has a lot of knowledge that we want to extract. Just like the oil wells in Dubai, we want to extract everything out of him. Arjun is joining. I see Arjun joining every time. Thanks for joining, guys. In fact, I am learning so much from you guys. Yeah, yeah. See, unless, yeah, 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 at least in 10 years it will go. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Right, right. Yeah, we will scratch Bakarwadi's head next in the next session. He has a lot of knowledge. He's proving all of us like kids. In fact, I am. Seriously, I'm very, very impressed. Seriously, the kind of patience you have, the kind of knowledge you have gained, it's commendable. And then you have the and see, the bigger thing is that you have the heart to share it. A lot of people just keep it with themselves, they don't even talk about it. But coming on a public platform, talking to people and sharing the knowledge is the biggest thing. आभारी हो गया बस। हाँ, वो मैंने म्यूट किया था सबको क्योंकि वो किसी के पीछे बैकग्राउंड से आवाज आ रही थी। और आभारी हो गई। अब मुझे नहीं पता कहाँ से प्रॉब्लम हो रही है।